Totally sorry about the sunglasses. Actually, not a big proponent of wearing sunglasses in videos. So that's one thing I don't like about video, is this, you always gotta look right into the sun. It's crazy. And there's, some other things that kind of irritate me too. But we're not gonna talk about those today. We're gonna talk about something that's actually surprising that I'm doing, and I'm gonna share with you why I'm doing it. And it's called property management. Look, I never started in Airbnb and short-term rentals to get into management or co-hosting or arbitrage or anything like that. But I'm a believer in exploring new opportunities and turning over every single rock. That's why every time a student comes to me and asks me if they should invest into this market or invest into this property, I ask them one question to start off the conversation. Is that the best use of your funds? Will you get the best return on investment by buying this property, leasing this car, buying a house that we all live in? Our primary residence is like the worst investment we can ever make. It goes completely against how we build the American dream. But I'm standing here in front of my house right here. There you go, there's my house. And I've got about a $3,000 a month mortgage payment, and it generates zero cash flow. What does generate cash flow without having to write a check? Becoming a co-host or a property manager. So I listened as I joined a new social media platform called Clubhouse in early January. And a lot of the guys that are doing what I do, we're into education, we're into short-term rentals, we own our own portfolios. I own my own portfolio, but it's funny, I've kind of become the black sheep. I'm the only guy that's teaching people how to invest and buy property, take advantage of the appreciation, build long-term wealth for retirement. Everybody else was talking about rental arbitrage. Well, I'm not really a big fan of rental arbitrage personally, so I went a different route, and I started property managing. And it's kind of nice when you have a $100,000 a year property or a $200,000 a year property, and you can make 18, 20, 25%. You know what it cost me? Almost nothing. Not quite nothing. Almost nothing. It cost me $872 to file my LLC in the state of Tennessee, then to get an addendum in the other states that I'm operating in Alabama, as an example. It's nothing. It's less than $1,000. And I did such a great job with my first client that I got a referral for the second one. I did such a great job for the second client, I got a referral for the third one. And they just keep coming in and they keep piling on and piling on. Now, based on the estimated revenues that I have just since January, and I started it all by just, happenstance and listening to people like, Shawn from Airbnb Automated TJ Tijani, which is a huge rental arbitrage guy on Clubhouse, Noble Crawford. I started listening to them and I started learning. So now I literally have multiple properties under my management umbrella, managing for a couple of celebrities, which is fun and fantastic. And it's easy. And I've got no risk of capital. So sure, I've got my multi-million-dollar portfolio that I own and that I self-manage and then I'm continuing to invest into. But now I'm dabbling into the property management, and it's been pretty good. I'm on a run rate to do about $170,000 in income, net income, not gross revenue, net income based on the properties that I'm managing already. How long does it take? About 4 to 5 hours a week. How much money did it cost me in startup capital? Just under $1,000. That's legit. Just under $1,000. I just needed to have an LLC. It was like $872, I think. My wife set it up. I put $100 into a checking account, and I'm off and running. If you have the marketing skills, if you have the hospitality, the operation skills, if you know how to build processes, if you know how to take advantage of automation, you can do that too. That's how you really, in my opinion, should be getting started. I kind of went the opposite way, right? But you can get started with no money, and literally just become a co-host or start managing. And if you do a really good job, most people that are in this industry, in this business, they know other people that are doing this as well. So they're gonna give you referrals. Now, if you don't have that network, then the other thing that you can do is you can just start building a case study off that first one. So what I mean by a case study is benchmark, start from scratch. Go co-host for somebody for free for 30, 60, 90 days as a side hustle. Build your case study and then let your case study do the selling for you. It's just like a case study you can see right down below. I give you an example of how I turned a $55,000 revenue STR into a $98,000 revenue STR in 1 year. And if you have the ability to do those things and you can document your process, then your sales pitch becomes, hey, Mr. STR owner, I'd be more than happy to come in and do this stuff for you, or I'll show you what you need to do on your own to be able to go from 100,000 to 125,000 or 125 to 150. Maybe it's from 100 to 200. Maybe they have bad photos. They're not professionally taken. They're dark. They need to invest $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in new decor inside. They're not price optimizing. They literally charge $300 a night for the entire year. They're not taking advantage of the peak season. They're not using Price Labs or Wheelhouse or Beyond Pricing. They don't have any automation in place, so they're managing it, and they've got a couple of other rental properties and they're tired of it. They're tired of dealing with the guests. They don't have a vetting process. They don't understand how to get 5-star reviews during and post stays. They don't know all the things that you know. And if you don't know those, then you need to go down right now and click the link to join my Build Short-Term Rental Wealth Facebook group, because we're teaching this stuff every day inside of that group. But I just wanted to share with you today kind of my journey of why I got into management, and I'm actually liking it now. Now I can scale and build a company using my hosting skills, my operation skills, my system skills, and most importantly, my marketing skills, because there's 3 pillars to this short-term rental thing. Don't let anybody fool you. This is not a passive income business by any means. It is not. And just to go back, and people are probably questioning, well, Bill, you're the luxury, vacation rental guy. You're right. And I've got a luxury home right here that I own, that I live in every single day. But I lose about $4,000 a month after I have to keep this beautiful lawn green and water and utilities, internet, all that other stuff that you pay. This is the worst investment that I've ever made in my life. It doesn't cash flow. If I was STR in this place, if I could, if my HOA allowed it, if my city allowed it, they don't. 7,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, 6 baths, gym, wine cellar, 2 full kitchens, movie theater. It's a pretty nice place. I literally could be making $300K a year off of this. But you know what? I lose about $48,000 a year off of this property. That's why I invest into short-term rentals, and that's why I got into property management. Because if I was managing this property, I'd be making $60,000 a year in net income versus losing $48,000. I'm not really good at math, but that's a $108,000 delta. So what are you waiting for? Get into co-hosting, get into property management. If you don't know where to start after this, join my Facebook group, links right down there, or post a comment and I'll reply and I'll help you get started. But most importantly, the most important thing to this entire equation is don't leave watching this video without smashing that subscribe button. We'll see you guys on the next episode.